What's going on, YouTube? Otis here, coming back with another video from my garage to you. I want to make a video, or this video is about getting recharged, getting motivated with your finances. And what I want to do in this video is I want to get you recharged up. I want to get you motivated and then dedicated to work on your finances. And how do you do that? So step one, we're going to just jump right into it. Step one is knowing how much you make and knowing the math of how much you make and how much you spend. And I'm just talking about just your basics. I'm talking about how much you make from your W-2, not including any little investment side businesses, just how much you make from your W-2. And how much can you increase that? Can you go for a raise? Can you ask for a raise? What can you work for in the next 6 months to make that number go up? If you're hourly, if you're salary, how can you make that number go up? Because ultimately, you can't outsave a low income, right? Because your bills might be too much, which leads me to number two. How much are you paying a month? I guarantee if you have Netflix and if you have Hulu and if you have a cell phone bill, all of these things can be lowered or removed. Not to say you can remove your cell phone, because most people need it. I mean, we all technically need our cell phones. If you're watching this, you're probably watching on your cell phone. And calling people, right? You need to be accessible to people. But the big thing is how do you remove some of these bills? Now, there's a whole chart that I'm going to make in a later video of the bills you actually need and your flex bills. And your flex bills could be, it could be a Hulu. It could be another streaming service. And most people, including myself, have more than five streaming services. And a lot of those I get for free, but a lot of those I don't use as often as well. So I'll say for myself, I use this streaming service called Crunchyroll. It's anime on there, and I watched. If y'all can see my watch, I have an anime character. It's Broly. Anyways, besides the point, I watched Dragon Ball Z on there, and then I didn't touch it. And it's not because I don't want to watch anything else. It's because you just lose track of time and you don't get a chance to watch these things and look at these things. So I should have canceled it 2-3 months ago, but I still been paying that bill. And so I did cancel it, but I'm letting you guys know I could have canceled it early. And most people do the same thing. Yeah, you might watch a show on Netflix or on Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, and you might actually watch these shows, or you've watched shows on these streaming services, but you can remove them. Okay, so you've done the two hard things, or the three hard things. You know how much you're getting paid. You're trying to get more income in, and then you've also reviewed your flex bills. I mean, your actual bills, which is your rent, your lights, your internet, because most people need internet, and then your flex bills. These three categories, these three categories, which is once again your income, your actual bills, and your flex bills. These three categories will help shape how much you're actually spending each and every month. And the biggest category for most people, including myself, back in 2019, in 1 month time, I spent $4,000. And at the time, I think I was only making, I want to say $5,000 to $6,000 a month. And it didn't make sense. So guess what I was doing? I was using my credit card. I didn't notice until I had that notice at the end of the month, of course, how much I need to pay off this credit card. And I went on I did a whole 180 and just cooked in. I cooked every day. And most people say, well, I don't have enough time to cook. I believe you do. I believe you have 30 minutes to make a meal. And if you don't have 30 minutes, instead of you getting that deluxe meal with the fries, you can go get a bag salad and some frozen chicken and eat that. You can get frozen patties and burger buns and eat that. So it's a way to do it. Saving. Well, none of this matters I mean, saving doesn't matter if you do not know how to do this first portion. You need to know, you got to be able to save money. You got to be able to put money back. So you got to be able to have money. So all these, moving and navigating through your finances, you have to be able to know how to do those things to eliminate some costs to be able to save anything. Because if you're just saving money and you have tons of debt, you have a credit card payment at 14, 20%, and you're trying to put back $100, you're not doing yourself any good. Focus on the debt is the next big thing. How much debt do you have? Do you have, thousands of dollars in credit card payments? Well, you need to attack it. And how do you attack it? Interest rates. Whatever one is the lowest payment, you attack that one first. Then the one with the highest interest rate, because that has to go. If you're paying 30% for a credit card or a car, and for whatever, if it's a super high interest rate, you are losing so much money a month. You need to attack that. That includes if it's a car payment. Put an extra $25 to $50 a month on the principal, not the overall payment, on the principal. If you have interest coming in that's tacking, you gotta review these statements. It's a huge one too. Review these statements. How much you might see something that's not right. You could be paying for something that's not right. Look for these statements. All these things should get you motivated to have a better life, right? You should motivate you to shift, your current life to do something bigger and do something better. To take trips. Don't take trips on a credit card, because you can come back and you're in more stress. Pay these bills off, pay these debts off so you can actually save money. And then moving on to the last portion, which is investing. Well, that's actually second to the last portion. Investing. Once you get a chance to invest, you can look into things like the stock market, the crypto market, Bitcoin, look into precious metals such as gold, silver, and you can even look into real estate, so buying, a rental property. All these things can add up once you eliminate a lot of these other things. Once you learn how to cut and figure out navigate your actual finances, and then you can learn how to invest, right? Because you start skipping steps, and then you got to go back, and this credit card bill stacking up. So now this investment property that you've started, it's just a lot of these things, when you start to do one thing without finishing the one thing, it doesn't mesh well. And then lastly, you can get to the best portion of life, which I'm starting. I've always been in love with this portion, but it's giving back to the community, right? It is giving back, and it's not just financial. It's with your time as well. When you make a certain amount of money, you get a chance to have free time, because you don't have to go to work every single day for your money. So you get a chance to have a little free time to give back to your community, and you might even have that free time now, which is great. Right, I advise anybody who's never volunteered before to go back and volunteer. It makes you feel so great to give your time back, and I don't believe that giving somebody $100 is life changing. Right, it might be life changing in that moment for them, but I really think giving back your time and a little bit of money on top of that is such a great thing, and it helps make this whole process worthwhile, right? Because a lot of people are just so unfortunate. You got to think about people who are homeless. What did it take for them to get homeless? And I don't want to make this a separate video or a complete different video, but myself, I was homeless at one point in my life, sleeping at McDonald's, walking miles and miles to school, and I didn't ask for a handout, but there was somebody who I loved the most, my mama Carla. She came into my life, and other people too was in my life to help me out during this time of my life. And it was a great time. It was a great time because I learned, looking back at it, I learned who I was. That's just one part of my story. We all have a story, but once again, this is the return portion. Once you learn how to invest and you start making tons of money, once you make over 6 figures, moving into 7 figures a year, depending on your lifestyle. I know you might see people driving Lamborghinis and stuff like that, but a lot of us won't ever get to that point. Some of us will, if you actually, you probably won't be, you're actually not watching this video if you're making 7 figures. This video is typically for someone who doesn't have $1,000 in their savings account. This video is for somebody who, if an emergency happened right now, it would tear them up because they couldn't necessarily pay for it. They would have to scramble. This video is for if someone was to pass in your family, you have to do a GoFundMe. You have to scrape, everything you have to make it by. And, this is not to run off and say that you're a bad person. This is just to say that this is a video for you to wake up and go get it. Wake up and go get it. Well, if you follow some of these steps, you do more research, and you attack your finances, you too can shift your whole life. Not in a day. It just takes time, but you will shift your life if you stay consistent and you attack each and every day and you try to figure out how to be better in your finances to change your life, change people's life, the people who you live with, who are people who are around you. And then you also spread the knowledge, which what I'm trying to do right now with things that I've learned, trying to spread the knowledge of how to be better financially. And what else I got for you? That's it. I wanted to make this video, and this is the video. No edit, no cuts, just to you from me. That's it. And until the next one, peace.